Some people wait for a train, others wait for a moment that never comes. This is the story of a man who waited every single day for someone who never returned. He said, I'll be back tomorrow. But tomorrow turned into years, and the bench became his only companion. What happens when you break a promise? And time doesn't forgive. Hey everyone, I'm AJ, and welcome to Beyond with AJ Stories. Let's start. Every evening at exactly 6:15 p.m., a man in his late 50s sat on the same bench at platform 7. He wore a faded brown coat, carried no luggage, and never boarded a train. He just waited. The station staff had stopped asking questions years ago. Some said he was waiting for someone who never came. Others believed he was mad, but no one really knew his story. Children whispered tales about him. Lovers passed him without noticing, but he remained, silent, still, and strangely peaceful. His name was Arjun, and this was not where his story began. It was where it paused. Arjun grew up in a small village where dreams were often traded for survival, but he was different. He believed in possibilities. His mother, Meera, was his anchor. She raised him alone, working two jobs, sacrificing everything so he could study. On the day he left for the city, she handed him a small envelope. Inside was a note: Come back every Diwali, I'll wait. He smiled, hugged her, and promised. The city was loud, fast, and unforgiving. Arjun struggled, but he never gave up. He worked odd jobs, studied late nights, and slowly climbed the ladder. Diwali came and went. He missed the first one, then the second, then five more. He told himself he'd go next year. But next year never came. Arjun became successful. He had a corner office, a luxury apartment, and a life people envied. But he also had silence. He stopped calling home. He avoided the guilt until one day a letter arrived. Meera passed away last night. She waited every Diwali. She never stopped believing you'd return. It was from a neighbor. No emotion, just truth. Arjun broke. He returned to the village. The house was empty, the walls still smelled of incense and old memories. On the table was the envelope she gave him, still unopened. Inside was a second note: Even if you forget me, I'll remember you. Always. Arjun didn't know where to go. So he went to the train station, the place where he last saw her waving goodbye. He sat on the bench, just like she might have, just like she did. Days turned into weeks. He didn't speak, he didn't move, he just waited. Not for a train, not for a person, but for something to change inside him. Locals began to notice. Some offered food, others asked questions. He smiled but never answered. He wasn't punishing himself, he was remembering. One rainy evening, a boy about 16 sat beside him. His clothes were wet, his eyes were tired. Arjun looked at him. The boy said, I ran away. My parents don't understand me. Arjun didn't respond immediately. Then he said, I ran too. But I ran from someone who loved me more than I understood. The boy listened. Arjun told him about Meera, about promises, about silence, about regret. The boy cried. Arjun didn't. Before leaving, the boy asked, Do you think they'll forgive me? Arjun replied, They already have. Go home. The boy returned home. Arjun stayed. But something shifted. People began to sit beside him. Some talked, some cried, some just listened. Arjun started writing letters to strangers, to himself, to Meera. He left them on the bench. People read them, some took them, some left their own. Platform 7 became a place of healing. A woman who lost her husband came every Friday. A man who hadn't spoken to his brother in 10 years came every Sunday. Arjun became a silent therapist, a storyteller without a stage. One evening, Arjun stood up. He walked to the edge of the platform. A train approached. He boarded, not to escape, but to move forward. He didn't know where he was going, but he knew he couldn't stay. As the train pulled away, a letter fluttered off the bench. It read, To anyone who's waiting, don't wait forever. Forgive faster. love louder, and never let silence be your last word. The camera pans out. Platform 7 is empty, but it's not lonely. It's full of stories. He waited every day, not for someone else, but for the courage to forgive himself. Don't wait forever. Forgive faster. Love louder. If this story moved you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. And tell us, what have you been waiting? We can meet next video with another crisp and clean book review or one useful story. Until then, this is AJ signing off. Thank you, love you all. Stories that take you beyond into a better you.